Hi guys, I'm James from Batrium, and today in the test lab I'll be going over how to run a bypass test on your BlockMons or LongMons. So one of the jobs of our BMS is to monitor the voltage of individual cells, and if one or two are discharging, i.e. they're a lower voltage than the others, then we can bleed off a bit of power off the cells that are above a certain voltage. This is called the bypass threshold, and do this at the end of charging to even them up again. Now, when you're setting up a new system, you might not have the opportunity to reach the end of charging and check that all cells are able to bypass properly. This is what a bypass test is for. You should do this if you're setting up a system for the first time, or if you've made any wiring changes to your system. So to start with, you'll need your cells hooked up to your BlockMons or LongMons, like I do behind me here. And you'll need to put your WatchMon in technician mode so that we're not asked about this later. Let's do this now by heading to the Hardware tab. And we'll just hit Edit and Save. So you'll be prompted for the pin code on the back of the device. In this case it's 741506. And we'll see a little success message on the bottom right here saying that we're now in technician mode, and we can see that that LED is now white. Okie doke. So now we're going to move on to the actual test. So we'll head to the LongMon tab and we'll click Bypass Tester. And you'll be presented with this screen. I'll run you through the settings that you have access to in the Options tab. The most important one is the range of cells to test. We'll default to all the cells in your systems. In this case that's 6 cells, which is a good place to start. If you have any cells that fail the test, you can go back and test them specifically with this option. As for the other options, these are the bounds for the test. So we have voltage limits to make sure that your cells aren't too high or too low in voltage, or too hot or too cold. Is at 10 and 60 we see here. If you live in a cold climate where you actually might see something below 10 degrees, you can click Advanced here and modify that. But we'll just leave it as is. Also a current limit. So by default your BlockMons will bypass at 2 amps when running this test. You can change that if you need to. And here is the time limit. So we expect our temperature rise of 5 degrees within 45 seconds here. They shouldn't need all that, but it's good to have. Just make sure there are no strong breezes around and that you don't have any fans that will be trying to prevent this temperature rise in your cabinet. The temperature rise is what shows that the bypass worked. Alrighty, so now that we've checked everything is set correctly, we can hit Start on the test. So, the first thing you'll see behind me is this BlockMon will have its red bypass LED go on. It's the LongMon in this case. And we'll see that it started at 28 degrees and we're currently at 32, which means it got hit 33 and passed. And we can see the passes accumulate over here. And we can see the live cell stats, the one that it's doing currently. And we can see that each cell starts at a number, has to get to a number 5 higher than that. And we can see that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we can see that it only took 12 seconds out of the 45 seconds that we have. So we're getting a lot of passes. You can see that 3 are passed and 3 are to go. None of them have failed just yet. And remember that if any of your cells fail, you can run the test again with just those cells selected to try and isolate that. Alrighty, so now we can see the test report that shows all 6 cells passed, their respective temperatures, and if it fails you'll get the fault listed here. We can also view a test report here with the open folder button. You can see there it is, and if you need to send this document to us, you can attach it in an email and we can take a look at it. We test every device that leaves our warehouse at least twice, so you shouldn't see any fails, but if things aren't configured right after your battery build or rebuild, this test might expose this. Alrighty, that's it for this video. Good luck with your battery builds. See ya.